What is going on, guys? It's Elliot here, and today I'm going to be going through the protocols that I follow when getting lean without tracking macros. So these are protocols that I follow pretty much every day when I'm trying to get lean, and only protocols that I really follow when dieting at all, because I don't bulk, I don't try to put on any muscle mass, I just like to maintain the physique that I've got. So for me, I will follow these protocols when I've been a bit slack on my diet, I haven't been eating as well, I haven't been getting the micronutrients in that I need, and I just have sort of been enjoying myself a little bit more than usual. I will then tend to jump back to these protocols and get myself back into nick, and yeah, that's it really. It's also important to know that these are the protocols that I follow that work for me with my body type and my genetics. My genetics mean that I put on muscle very easily, and I also don't hold much body fat, even if I'm not eating great. I don't stay completely shredded or lean or whatever if I am eating unhealthy foods, but at the same time I don't hold much fat whatsoever, and up until about 2-3 years ago I never ever dieted. I only ate what I wanted and I still had a relatively good physique. So it's important to know that these will work for me. They aren't like scientific facts that if you follow them you're gonna get the same results, but I thought it would be helpful to show you what I do to get lean without tracking macros. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So number one, have a high protein meal every single meal. This is definitely the most important one for me. I find this is the key to fat loss for me. I think this is whether it's the actual having the protein or it's the mindset that goes along with it, I find this one to be very important in the fat loss process. So when you're having breakfast, I know it's easy to have oats and fruit and things which haven't got a lot of protein in, especially in the morning. But if that's the case and you're someone that loves to have their oats or they love to have their fruit, then what I would recommend is you supplement them with a protein shake as well. So if I'm having a meal that's low in protein, I will then supplement it with a protein shake. It's the easiest way to ensure that you're getting a high protein meal in every meal. Ideally you would be getting it in your meals already, but if you can't, then you just supplement it, and that way you can ensure that you're getting a high amount of protein in your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner. So that's number one. That's definitely really important one to make sure that you're getting done. So yeah, that's number one. Number two is drink lots of water. Now this is something that I struggle with every single day. I try to drink a lot of water, but I do forget. So what I like to do every single day, regardless of whether I'm on point with my diet or not, so what I like to do is start the day with a glass of water every single morning. I'll get a nice big glass of water, and that will help me start the day right. And then throughout the day, as I get other drinks, I will also have a glass of water with every other drink I have, if I can. I try to. It's really important that you drink a lot of water. Obviously, your body operates better when it's hydrated, so it's very important that you do that. So yeah, drink lots of water. That's definitely something that you need to be doing every single day, regardless if you're cutting or not. Drink lots of water. It is tough, it is difficult to maintain that, but once you get into a routine with it, hopefully you can keep that going. So yeah, drink lots of water. So I have actually written these down because I forget them, so just bear with me a second. Okay, so number three, incorporate lots of micronutrients. So lots of veggies with your meals, like green beans, broccoli, carrots, whatever it is you like the most. Bung them in with your meal and eat lots of them. It'll be good for keeping you full, although I never feel like I'm going without when I follow these protocols. But if you do feel like you need more food, then definitely fill the gaps with micronutrients, so vegetables, and also obviously fruit. But what I would stay clear of is fruits that are super high in sugar, so like grapes and berries and all that lot. They're pretty high in sugar, so I would avoid those as much as possible and stick to 2 portions per day. I know it's recommended that you have 5 portions per day, but personally I think that's too much sugar. So try and stick to 2, maybe 3 if you really do like your fruit. And yeah, so get lots of micronutrients in. It's gonna make you feel better, you're gonna be more energized, and it's just good for you. So make sure you're getting your micronutrients in, that's very important. So number 4 is try to increase your daily activity. So one thing that I try and do is, I try and do this as much as possible anyway, but especially when I'm trying to get lean specifically, I always try to aim for a minimum of 10k steps per day. Now being someone that works from home, it's actually surprisingly hard to hit that number unless you actively go out and make an effort to do so. So what I will do, and Annie as well, is we'll go for a walk, we'll take the dogs out for a walk, we'll do something outside of our usual routine to ensure that we're getting those steps in. Or for me at home, rather than driving to the gym most of the time, I will actually walk to the gym, which is about 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. So that gets me a good amount of daily activity in outside of the gym as well. So yeah, it's really important that you try and aim for a higher amount of activity outside the gym. So take the stairs rather than the escalator, all that standard shit. Just make sure you're being active. When you're going out for a walk, just think it's helping me get lean. You can put a podcast in, you can listen to music. I enjoy going for walks, so that's definitely something that you should try and incorporate. Make sure that you increase your daily activity. It's definitely really important for getting lean and just the whole process. I find it a good protocol to implement. So yeah, that's number 4. Number five. Okay, so this is another really important one. It's really simple. It's train hard. You just need to make sure that when you're in the gym, you feel like you're putting the work in. You want to leave the gym being like, yeah, I burnt some calories then. Do you know what I mean? You want to be getting out of the gym and feeling like you've worked hard for it. So that's as simple as it comes. It's very easy sometimes to go to the gym and kind of float through the session, not really push yourself as hard as you could. By doing so, you're just not burning as many calories. So what's important is every time you're doing a rep, you're doing some chest flies, you're doing a HIIT workout, just think, oh, this is burning some fat. It's that simple. You just want to make sure that you've got that mindset that when you're in the gym and you're pumping it out and you're putting the work in, it's for a good reason. It's worthwhile. So really make sure that you feel like you're putting the work in. That's really important. Okay, so number 6. Now this is something which I have weirdly started to enjoy a lot recently, but it is doing 20 to 30 minutes of LISS cardio 3 to 5 times per week. So essentially what I try and do is I try to go and do 20-30 minutes on the treadmill or on the Stairmaster after my weight session as many times as I can during the week. So if I go to the gym 6 times, I'll try 6 times, but I'll probably end up doing 3 or 4 times. It'll be like, sometimes I go to the gym and I'll just have a massive weight session and be like, I can't be asked to go and do 20-30 minutes on a cardio machine, but I do it as much as possible. I find this is a really good way to ensure that you're in a caloric deficit. You're making sure that you're burning more calories than you're eating. It's just a good tool to use, especially when you're not tracking. So this is a personal favourite of mine. I've really enjoyed doing it. It's not something that I used to do. I never used to do cardio like this, but as of late, I've actually really enjoyed incorporating some LISS into my routine. I might get sick of it, but it's one that I follow to get lean. So yeah, this is protocol number 6. And finally, protocol number 7 is be consistent. Now it's one that you're obviously going to hear all the time, but it's so important. You can't expect to see results if you're doing well one week and then you sack it off the next week, then you get back to it. It needs to be consistent every single week. You want to be following these protocols as much as you can to ensure that you're actually making progress. If you don't, then you can't expect to have amazing results at the end of it. So it's really important that you stay consistent in everything you do. If you're trying to achieve something, you can't expect to achieve it without putting the work in, and this is part of it. Being consistent is part of achieving those results. So yeah, this is my 7th and final protocol. Be consistent. Make sure that you are in a mindset that you have accepted that this is a path that you want to take and that you're ready to put the work in so that you can actually achieve it. So yeah, that's the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed listening to the protocols that I follow when getting lean. Part 2 to this video will be up in a few days, and it will essentially just be showing how I implement them into my daily routine in order to get lean. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks guys.